しかない流されないよ今感じることに差を出たいの何度でも生まれ変わるの悲しみも抱きしめて走り出そう
Okay, this is the maximum experiment, and we are going to, well, just tell a little bit myself. I'm a Maximum Ride fan myself. I've read all the books, mostly, and basically today we're going to go through chapters 1 through 40, so that'll be from page 5 to about page, let's check, 123. So let's get started. Funny thing about facing imminent death is that it really snaps everything else into perspective. Take right now, for instance. Run, come on, run. You know you can do it. I gulped deep, lungs full of air. My brain was on hyperdrive. I was racing for my life. My one goal was to escape. Nothing else mattered. My arms being scratched to ribbons by a briar I'd run through? By a briar I'd run through? No biggie. My bare feet, hitting every sharp rock, rough root, pointed stick, not a problem. My lungs aching for air? I could deal. As long as I could put as much distance as possible between me and the erasers. Yeah, erasers. Mutants, half men, half wolves. Usually armed. Always bloodthirsty. Right now, they were after me. See? That snaps everything into perspective. Run! You're faster than they are. You can outrun anyone. I'd been this far from the school before. I'd never been this far from the school before. I was totally lost. Still, my arms pumped by my sides. My feet crashed through the underbrush. My eyes scanned ahead anxiously. Through the night, through the half-light. I could outrun them. I could find a clearing with enough space for me to... Oh, no. I guess we'll just... I'll do it to chapter 30, and my throat hurts a little bit today. The unearthly baying of bloodhounds on the scent wailed through the trees, and I had felt sick. I could outrun men. All of us could, even Angel, and she's only 6. But none of us could outrun a big dog. Dogs, go away. Let me live another day. Pretty good poetry. Oh yeah, and please don't copyright me for reading this book. This is my favorite thing in the world. Okay, where is it? Where did I stop? They were getting closer. Dim light filtered in through the woods in front of me. A clearing. Please, a clearing could save me. I burst through the trees, chest heaving, a thin sheen of cold sweat on my skin. Yes. No. Oh, no. I skidded to a halt, my arms waving, my feet backpedaling in the rocky dirt. It was a clearing in front of me. Was a cliff, a sheer face of rock that dropped to... Okay, chapter 20. Dropped it to an unseenable floor hundreds of feet below. In the back of me were woods filled with drooling bloodhounds and psycho erasers with guns. Both options stank. The dogs were yelping excitedly. They found their prey. Moi. I looked over the deadly drop. There was no choice, really. If you were me, you'd have done the same thing. I closed my eyes, held out my arms, and let myself fall over the edge of the cliff. The erasers screamed angrily, the dogs barked hysterically, and all I could hear was the sound of air rushing past me. It was so dang peaceful for a second. I smiled. Okay, well, does this go to chapter 15? Air rushing past me. It was so dang peaceful for a second, I smiled. Then, taking a deep breath, I unfurled my wings as hard and fast as I could, 13 feet across me, pale tan with white streaks and some freckly-looking brown spots that caught in the air. and I was suddenly yanked upward hard as a parachute had just, as if a parachute had just opened. Yow! Note to self. No sudden unfurling. Wincing, I pushed downward with all my strength and then pulled my wings up. Then pushed downward. Oh my god, I was just flying, and just like I'd always dreamed. I don't know. Chapter 10, actually. Let's just do Chapter 10. Let's just go finish with Chapter 10, because even though they're only like 2 pages long per chapter, I'm still tired. Okay, so yeah. The cliff floor, draped in shadow, receded beneath me. I laughed and surged upward, feeling the pull of my muscles, the air whistling through my secondary feathers, the breeze drying the sweat off my face. I soared up past the cliff edge, past the startled hounds and furious erasers. One of them, hairy-faced, fangs dripping, raised his gun. A red dot of light appeared on my torn nightgown. "Not today, you jerk," I thought, veering sharply west so the sun would not be in his hate-gazed eyes. I'm not going to die today. Let's do it to Chapter 5, because I don't know, I can usually talk for long periods of time. I don't know. I jolted upright in bed, gasping, my hand over my heart. I couldn't help but checking my nightgown. No red laser dot, no bullet holes. I fell back on my bed, limp with relief. Geez, I hated that dream. I'm not a very good narrator. It was always the same. Running away from the school, being chased by racers and dogs. Me falling off a cliff, then suddenly whoosh, wings, flying, escaping. I always woke up feeling a second away from death. Note to self, give subconscious a pep talk. Response, better dreams. It was chilly, but I forced myself out of my cozy bed. I threw on clean sweats. Amazingly, Nudge had put the laundry away. Everyone was still asleep. I could have a few minutes of peace and quiet. Get a jump on the day. I glanced out the hall windows on the way to the kitchen. I loved this view. The morning sunlight breaking over the crest of the mountains, the clear sky, the deep shadows, the fact that I could see no sign of any other people. We were high on a mountain, safe, just me and my family. Our house was shaped like a letter E turned on its side. The bars of the E were cantilevered on stilts out over a steep canyon. So if I looked out a window, I felt like I was floating on a cool scale from 1 to 10. This house was an easy 15. Here, my family and I could be ourselves. Here, we could live free. I mean literally free, as in not in cages. Long story. More on that later. Nah. Wow. I'm only halfway with Chapter 2 and we're already at 8 minutes. That was kind of bad. We just did 2 chapters. I'll just finish this one and we'll halfway finish Chapter 3. And of course, here's the best part. No grown-ups. When we first moved here, Jeb Batchelder had taken care of us like a dad. He saved us. None of us had parents, but Jeb had came as close as possible. 2 years ago, he disappeared. I knew he was dead. We all did, but we didn't talk about it. Now we're on our own. Yep, no one telling us what to do, what to eat, when to go to bed. Well, except me. I'm the oldest, so I try to keep things running as best as I can. It's a hard, thankless job, but someone has to do it. We don't go to school either, so thank God for the internet, because otherwise we'd know nothing. But no schools, no doctors, no social workers knocking on our door. It's simple. If no one knows about us, we stay alive. I was rustling around for food in my kitchen when I heard a sleepy shuffling behind me. Morning, Max. Morning, Gazzy. Oh, chapter 3. I said, as the heavy-lidded 8-year-old slumped at the table. I rubbed his back and dropped a kiss on his head. And this is a girl, if anyone watching this video is looking for a user-created audiobook. Max Ride is a girl. Okay. He'd been the gas man ever since he was a baby. What can I say? The child has something funky with his digestive system. A word to the wise. Stay upwind. The gas man blinked up at me, his gorgeous blue eyes round and trusting. What's for breakfast? He asked, sitting up, his fine blonde hair stuck up all over his head, reminding me of a fledgling's downy feathers. It's a surprise, I said, since I had no idea. I'll pour juice, the gas man offered, and my heart swelled. He was a sweet, sweet kid, and he was so little, and so was his little sister. He and his 6-year-old Angel were the only blood siblings among us, but we were still a family anyway. So I think that's going to be the stop of it for right now. So I'll see you guys from the middle of chapter 3 to chapter 6. So, see ya.